Hello, everybody, and welcome to Big Pick 4. So now we will recap last week, which was not a Big O Golden Ticket week,
It was debacle.
which was an 0-4 week. So if just by chance 50-50, you would think that you might get 1 out of 4, but no, we managed to get 0 out of 4.
Yep, we need that octopus from Germany. That picks better games than we do.
Week 7 was a loss on the Lions, a loss on the Chiefs. A guaranteed Broncos pick was a loss. A guaranteed Bears pick was a loss.
Heck, the Chiefs. The Chiefs won, but they didn't cover. They won by 1. What's his name? A linebacker had the ball at the 1-yard line. He fell down. If he scored, we cover. We would have gotten that one. But the other ones weren't close.
That's right. It was 1 point on the Chiefs.
Yeah.
The Redskins got their 1 win for the season, and of course a guaranteed pick.
You know what though? I would pick all those games again. To be honest with you, I think they were all solid picks. The Lions lost on a field goal with 1 second left in the game. The Bears should have won that game. They kind of screwed up at the end. So, I mean, for a while there, it looked like we had a chance, but it just didn't turn out well for us. But the only real bad pick that really turned out was probably the Broncos. They had no chance in that game.
Well, it's unfortunate because, occasionally we will get a celebrity watching the show, and we'll say, hey, these guys are actually good. I like the analysis. I think I will go out and lay some money down, which, of course, celeb money. We're not talking about chump change here.
Yeah.
And then I get in the office on Monday morning, the Big Pick 4 home office, and I get this call.
I wish one of your guys had children so I could kick them in their fucking head or stomp on their testicles so you could feel my pain, because that's the pain I have.
So, unfortunately, we made one of our celebrity listeners or viewers unhappy.
Hello?
And then I get this call.
Fuck you! You jackasses! Oh, he's gonna have to get a lot of...
Yeah. So the hate calls are coming in from the fans. Very unfortunate.
Yeah, well, we failed the fans. To all fans out there.
Failed the fans.
All 5 of you. Well, I'm really sorry.
So, I'm thinking you guys better have a golden ticket week this week.
I hope so.
With the picks. So we will start. Hey, wait! I got to cue another music ditty. So, ladies and gentlemen, as always, we will start the show with the week 7 badge of the week.
This week's winner is Dominic Brown. Now, I understand he's not a football player, but he is currently the left fielder for the Philadelphia Phillies baseball team. And he decided to appear at Lincoln Financial Field this past Sunday for the Dallas-Philadelphia game wearing a Dallas Cowboys jersey. And, of course, unbeknownst to him, there was fan uproar from this incident. People were not upset that a guy who plays for their hometown baseball team decided to wear the opponent's jersey at the football game. And for some reason, he didn't understand why there was backlash on him on Twitter and the rest of that stuff. He was completely shocked and surprised that all this happened. And then he told the fans basically to go to hell. That, I could do whatever I want, blah, blah, blah. I can root for my team. And then he backtracked later. But what are you doing? Come on. You should know better. I mean, it's like, can you imagine going to a Giants game wearing a Redskins jersey? Get your ass kicked. I don't get where he's coming from. I mean, I understand he can root for his team. I'm not against that. But I just don't understand why he doesn't get the backlash against him, why people are upset and then whining about it. He should have just stood his ground and said, yeah, I'm a Dallas fan and I'm happy they won. Screw you guys. And I would have, that would have been better instead of just whining and crying, oh, you guys shouldn't make fun of me. So anyway, that's him. Dominic Brown wins this week. And the honorary award...
Well, I disagree. I think he wants his bread buttered on both sides, and he can't, you can't have that. He should have had a little more discretion than that.
I guess, but I just think he should understand that people are going to say stuff. There's millions of people who go on these Twitter things and say all kinds of nonsense all the time. And he should,
would you wear Would you go to an Eagles game wearing a Cowboys jersey and a Phillies hat, ball cap?
You could. I think people would really leave you alone unless they know who
It's
you
a
are.
jackass move. I mean, no, you got to have
It is, but
coordination there.
True, but
you know?
he should have stood by his principles. That's what bothers me more than showing up wearing the jersey, which was already bad. But at least he can stand up for himself. Say, yeah, I like them. Instead of backtracking and crying and whining, everyone was making fun of him. And Brian asked me to do this. Our honorary Badge of the Weeks are us for having another 0-4 week. For just being terrible overall.
Yeah, so we actually do have someone that wanted to chime in, or some analysis based on last week's picks. That's the most intelligent analysis we could come up with.
That's pretty good analysis. That hits the mark.
So, ladies and gentlemen, here we have the overall for week 7. As you can see, if it was not for the Big D not doing his job, we actually could potentially be 17-18, and actually be pushing to come into the green. But as you can see, we are at an 0-7.
If I'd gone the same as Brian, we would be 13-16, I think. 13-15. If I'd gotten 3 out of 4, or gone 3-4 like him, so we would still be in it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is redemption time. I think if the NFL handicapping gurus can win out the rest of the season, they might actually be in the green.
I wouldn't bet on that.
Or what you can do, ladies and gentlemen, is which would be the most profitable decision, is to just wait for those big O golden ticket weeks, because you're guaranteed 3 out of 4 on those particular weeks, of which we've had none this season, even though I just invented it 5 minutes ago. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will now have the first combined pick for Week 8 from Big Danny D.
All right, our first combined pick is Pittsburgh at Oakland. Pittsburgh is a -1 favorite. Pittsburgh won 2 in a row. They played a little bit better. They're coming off an emotional week against the Ravens. And this could technically be classified as a trap game because next week they play at New England. But, Oakland really stinks. Terrell Pryor looked terrible last time against the Chiefs, even though they have a very good defense. And I'm not sure the Steelers' defense quite matches up to that one. But Brian felt strongly about this one, that Pittsburgh can go out there and defeat Oakland by at least 1 point. Try to build some momentum in their season. See if they can contain Terrell Pryor. I mean, I don't know how Oakland wins games. We don't have a lot out there. That really isn't very good. I don't think this will be a blowout kind of game. It's going to be like a 17-13, 20-14 kind of game. Very close. But we believe that Pittsburgh will be able to come on top at the end. So they could have some problems. But, I just think that Pittsburgh has a chance to win this week. Now, whether they win next week, that remains to be seen. But in that division, Cincinnati to kind of pull away and win the division. And then there's everybody else. And everybody have to fight Baltimore, and they have to fight Kansas City and some of these other teams for San Diego for a playoff spot. Because you think about it, it's going to be Kansas City, Denver, the Bengals, and New England already have 4 playoff spots. Then you have the other 2. There's going to be the Jets, the Steelers, the Ravens, and the Chargers, and one other team I forget off the top of my head. They're all fighting for these 2 spots. So they have something to play for. That's right. Those Bay Area teams, man. Those fans.
That's a rough crowd there, folks. Try not to get shot after the game. No.
After much deliberation and overall idiotness, Green Bay -9.5 at Minnesota.
From Big Danny
Terrible. I watched that debacle on Monday night, and John Gruden ripped them for most of the game, just killing them for being an awful team with poor coaching decisions. Half their secondary is hurt. They started a moron last week, Josh Freeman, who had no idea what he was doing. I mean, the guy just has been there 2 weeks. He had no concept of their offense. They kept running the same 4 formations over and over again, like the same 10 plays over and over again. and they got crushed by a really bad Giants team. And the Giants played were awful on Monday, yet they still won easily. I mean, if the Giants played any other team almost, except maybe Jacksonville, they would have gotten blown out of the building themselves. That's how bad they were. Yet they lost to Minnesota. They beat Minnesota by 16. Minnesota stinks. They're starting Christian Ponder this week, who is no superhero. Adrian Peterson has been bad. I mean, I think he ran 14 times for 20 yards last week. It was a pretty lousy performance. Just overall, they're very good. And because of that, I think Green Bay is going to take advantage of some things. Now, I understand that Jermichael Finley might never play again because of his injury. Randall Cobb is out, and I think James Jones, he's probably not going to play. But it doesn't matter. That team stinks. Green Bay is finally starting to run the ball effectively with Lacey, 100 yards. Rodgers is a magician out there. He'll still get his 3 touchdowns. He'll still score 30 points. So I believe that they'll be able to go out Minnesota and win pretty easily. That building was dead last time they played there when they played Carolina, who blew them out. The fans don't care, and the team might not care. The coach could be in trouble. So I really think that Green Bay has a big opportunity here to win pretty easily, 31-17, that kind of score.
New Han Super Dry.
My guarantee pick this week is San Francisco versus Jacksonville in London. San Francisco's favored by 14.5. The Jaguars might be the worst.
It's 14 actually now.
Oh, it's 14. Okay, it's 14. I understand the weather there might be a little bit of an issue. They said there's some tsunami is supposed to hit England tomorrow. So I don't know how that's going to affect the game. They say it could be driving rain, 80 mile per hour winds. I don't know what.
Hey, Big D, if the weather wasn't an issue, that would be newsworthy. Okay, you're in London.
Yeah, no, but this is a little bit of an anomaly. I mean, I understand it rains there, but this is a little ridiculous. But anyway, who knows what's going to happen there. But even though that stadium is partially enclosed, there's still a hole in the roof. But the fans and most of the field is protected. So see what.
It's like living in Seattle, but a lot more smog.
Yeah, it's cold too. Very cold. I've been there. Anyway, San Francisco favored by 2 touchdowns. The Jacksonville Jaguars might be the worst football team ever put together. They've lost by an average of 21 points a game this season. The last team to lose by that many games, by that many points, they said was a team called the Pittsburgh Chicago Steeler Cardinal team. That's put together in 1944 during World War II. When they had to combine teams together because there weren't enough players to play the games because everyone got drafted into the Army. That team went 0-10 that season and lost by an average of 21 points a game. That's the last time a team was that bad. 1944. It's nearly 70 years ago. And then we have the Jaguars today, who, as I said, have lost by an average of 21 points a game. They're lost by the two smallest margins of loss this year were 10 and 16. San Francisco's been on a roll lately. They're just cruising over teams. And they could get some of their guys back after the bye. Frank Gore has been great. Kaepernick's played a lot better. Vernon Davis has been on fire. And Jacksonville has scored 11 points at home. I mean, they're awful. So I expect San Francisco to roll pretty easily in this game. Their defense is good. Jacksonville stinks all over the field. Their special teams, defense, offense, everything is just awful. I feel bad. The head coach, he has a distraction this week. His father passed away this week, so he was away from the team to deal with that situation. But it's just something else to jump on top of whatever the hell else is going on there. The owner came out this week and kind of whined and said, well, we have a plan, blah, blah, blah. I think his plan is to have the team stink so much that he could break his lease and get the hell out of there and move to Los Angeles or move that team to London. But I'll get to that later. That's part of the violations of the week. Anyway, San Francisco is going to crush Jacksonville in this game. I expect them to score over 30 points. Jacksonville, I think their high for this year is 19. So I expect San Francisco to cover this pretty easily and beat Jacksonville, something like 34-14 or something, or 10. Jacksonville just can't score, and they're an awful team.
So pick your San Francisco 49ers to beat the future London Royals, who are now the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah. Because their owner, Amir Khan, owns a soccer team over there. I believe it's Everton. I think he owns, if I'm not mistaken. So he kind of has a London connection already, and they can't sell out the games. And they're trying to bamboozle the city and giving them $43 million to improve the stadium, but I don't know if that's going to happen. And I still think he's going to leave. And what's his name? Roger Goodell came out this week and said that they want to put teams in Los Angeles and London if they can. And hopefully it's not an expansion, but they'll probably move teams. And Jacksonville's one of those candidates to move to either Los Angeles or London because the market doesn't work.
I just can't believe that a soccer team owner doesn't know how to run a good NFL franchise. I find that hard to believe. There's such a translation there.
But he just bought the team.
Know-how.
He just bought the team a year and a half ago, I think. He fired everyone after last season. He got rid of everybody. The front office, the coaching staff, everyone. He's cleaned house. He started from scratch. And now he has to build a team. He mostly has got players who are not drafted under his watch. So he needs in the general manager's watch. So it's going to take some time to basically rebuild the program.
But let me correct you. There's no such thing as a man who can appreciate soccer and real football. Okay, that's an oxymoron.
I disagree with that. Soccer could be good.
I don't.
I don't know. You need to catch up on your soccer there.
They're juxtaposed. Okay, there's no such thing as a man who appreciates soccer, which where men run around trying not to touch a ball and not to hit each other, and real football, American NFL football. Okay, that's not. There's no man wherein it's in the same skull and bones.
They throw each other around in soccer. They kick each other. They break their legs. All kinds of crazy stuff. Not like football.
And they get red too for it.
They get a red card. I mean,
or whatever.
Look, that one guy bit another guy in the middle of a game.
You're a manipulation. That's what you are.
Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, from the Vice Chief violator over there.
Look, if you can't be if you're a man, you have to take a stand. You either like real football, American NFL football, or you like soccer. You cannot appreciate or understand or enjoy both. Okay?
I disagree. I'll agree to disagree.
Well, that's probably why you're 0-7.
Hey, I did well last year, Dan.
If you come inside, then maybe you would know how to understand one sport or the other. You don't understand both. Those are two different people. They don't exist in the same in the same cranium.
Oh yeah.
They don't exist.
Was that the space-time continuum? If you have two people like that in the same room at the same time?
Yeah, that's called bipolar, dude. Okay, you need to get that checked out.
Thank you, doctor.
We need to put you on Dr. Phil.
Oh my God.
An American-bred male who likes professional soccer and professional football and professional football.
That's right.
You know, they call it American football. No, it's football. Okay, guys. What you do over there in third world countries and underdeveloped nations is your own thing. Okay. Ooh, it was a draw. How much time do we commit to that, Dan? An hour and a half of our time? Ooh, it was a draw. Ooh, well.
Well, not all draws are.
Next time.
Some draws are good draws.
No, they're not.
Whatever. This is not a show about soccer.
Let's open one entry into the stadium and allow, 150,000 people to come through. Whoa, I can't believe people got trolled.
And they have hooligans. Come on. They have hooligans who set things on fire and beat up each other.
All right. But, maybe that's why this whole London thing is a bad idea, come to think of it. You know?
Yeah, well, that's going to be part of the violations this week. We have several, and that's going to be one of them.
So actually, never mind. So actually, so we will now have the buffoon pick, who is watching his new cable. Just to update you folks, somehow a cable company agreed to bring in their hazmat team to install cable in Brian's apartment. I think what they did is they hooked it up outside, and they just threw like a 20-foot cable in the door and left. You're good now.
Yeah, they mailed the box to his apartment, and then the guy just threw the cable from the truck. Hey, do it yourself.
They're like, "You're good. I think you're good."
Yeah,
they just tossed a cable through the mail slot.
Yeah, they brought in the people who did the cleanup for the MRSA in Tampa. They brought those people in there to take care of it.
They're like, this guy must be a good customer from the looks of his apartment. All he wants to do, given the opportunity, is sit in his own garbage and dirty clothes and watch cable all day. It's pretty obvious. That's all he's got going
He got
on.
a new black sweatshirt. I'd like to see put an over-under on how long it's going to take to get a big stain on it to match the ones he has on his other shirts.
Well, at least he's getting wise. He's buying black, dark clothing, stain-proof. It's basically stain-proof.
Yeah, true. Yeah, well, we'll see.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we will now have the big Buru pick from Danny
All
D.
right, the big Buru Drunk's pick of the week is Dallas +3 at Detroit. He thinks Dallas can win this game at Detroit. Dallas starting safety's hurt. They played okay against the Eagles, who are not a good defense. They only give up 17 points to them. So I don't know what it says about the Dallas offense. Tony Romo threw 2 more interceptions last week. Matthew Stafford played well in a loss to Cincinnati last week. The Detroit defense really isn't that good. So I think even though Dallas will have opportunities down the field against that team, as long as you can block Sue and Fairley, their ends really aren't very good, and I think you can run against them because they play that stupid wide 9 defense, which allows large gaps in the defensive line and allows you to run right through. So whatever guys decide to rotate in there could have a decent day. And Dallas has to win by 4 points. So I think they're probably capable of doing that. So it probably going to be a shootout, considering that Dallas defense isn't great either, despite their showing last week. If Stafford Bush is going to play, Calvin Johnson should be 100%. They have their whole team together, so we'll have to see what happens. But Brian is going with Dallas this week.
He's going with Dallas at a +3.
Yep.
So, ladies and gentlemen, in the absence of the violator-in-chief himself, the man violator-in-chief himself, Big Brian B., we will have an in absentia violation that was provided to us from Big Brian B., but we will presented by Big Danny D. Let's have it.
All right, his violation, which I semi-disagree with, is his good friend, supposedly, who, I don't know why he wants to make fun of him, Carl, who claimed that he cries at the end of Forrest Gump when the Forrest Gump carries soulful soliloquy to the tombstone of his ex-wife, who passed away from, I think, AIDS, the way they have her go in the movie, who he loved since he was 5 years old. And supposedly it's unmanly to let her cry at the end of that movie. Now, granted, I think people underrate that movie a little bit and really try to understand what it's really about. And instead of just looking at a character as like this dim-witted guy who somehow has success, I think it's actually a deeper movie than that. But that's a different conversation. But anyway, that's Brian's violation this week. It's his friend Carl for crying. Yeah, crying at the end of Forrest Gump. Anyway.
Yeah, the funny part of that movie was they had to do a CGI effect on the Washington Mall, the wading pool or whatever it is in the Washington Mall, because it's so murky and polluted with algae that it looks like a murky pond. So when the girl actually ran through the pond, they cleaned that up. Made
nice
it look nice.
But the other violations this week, or as we mentioned before, is Roger Goodell for wanting to put a team in, which is ridiculous, considering the time difference. I don't know how the hell and what division do you put them in, and that's an unfair disadvantage. That team has to play them all the time, and for them to come over here all the time, it's absolutely stupid. I think he's trying to use it as leverage, try to get a bigger fee to put a team in Los Angeles. And then the third violation is Brian for not showing up again this week. It's the second time he hasn't shown up for a show, and it hasn't even rained yet during a show date. Usually he doesn't like rain, so he gives up. Like last Halloween, I think it rained, or 2 Halloweens ago, it rained, so he didn't show up. So he gets a violation award too, just for wussing out.
I'm a little concerned that he should be banned from the Super Bowl show because, that's a very important pick. You and I did the show last year. We both picked the Ravens, and I'm a little concerned that he may have jinxed himself, where he may be banned permanently from any Super Bowl show because of his actions.
Yeah, well, he's not hungover this time.
Hungover,
No, he's not hungover. He just he's so excited
hungover.
to get cable back again. He's watching all the channels that he once missed. That he didn't get a chance to watch. Plus, he got the internet, so you know what that means. He's going to be doing some research on the internet tonight.
That's right. That's right. Oh, well, I typed in big boobs. I meant like guys that act like
Was
boobs.
it his picture?
Whoa, look what came up. I wasn't talking. Yeah. Oh, it's my picture, and then a bunch of big boobs.
Yes, that's his activity tonight. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where he is. I'm sure he ordered some what do you call it, some delivery service tonight. He's not going to venture out of the hazmat zone.
That's right.
That's right.
He's having a good time, with his computer and the TV and the pizza he's eating. I'm sure it's a 4-star night.
It is ladies and gentlemen, it's a golden ticket week, the first golden ticket week of the year. So you are guaranteed 3 out of 4 wins.
Good.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is now officially golden ticket week for Big Pick 4. You're picking the Steelers, the Packers, the 49ers, and the Cowboys. They're all going on the road, but they will win and they will cover. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Your golden ticket week.
Like most of our picks, I don't really love the Cowboys pick, but I hope they come through for us. So we'll see what happens.
Big O is guaranteeing 3 out of 4. The Jason Campbells, I don't care if they're at home, they're going to lose. The Christian Ponders are going to lose. The future London Royals are going to lose. And that's the one wild card. But we know that Romo has something to accomplish with the win this week.
Yeah, they could pull away from the division.
And therein
really,
lies
start
the problem.
winning some of these games.
That could help them with the division standings, right? So therein lies the problem.
Washington's playing at Denver. They could lose. And then the Giants and Eagles play against each other. And if the Giants lose, they're totally out of it.